Well, hello there. My name is Catherine. I'm your friendly neighborhood paranormal investigator, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be diving right back into the ghosts of Old Jail in St. Augustine, Florida. Because as you can imagine, in 3 hours, they had a lot to say. And if you're coming across this video and you have no idea what Old Jail is, you can go check out my previous video where I did a marginally deep dive into the history of the place and why it is so, as I said, aggressively haunted. I've got quite a bit to talk about. I've got a ton of clips that I'm going to play, so let's just dive right into it. Now, I just want to state for the record, I've actually been in the field of paranormal for about 15 years at this point, and I have never actually been to a place like Old Jail. Now, granted, I have been to some top tier haunted places like a couple spots in Gettysburg, Wilmington, North Carolina, and the Castillo de San Marcos, but Old Jail is just something completely different. So many of them are there to perform. They enjoy scaring people. They enjoy making noises, and they get very frustrated when you don't react to them, as we discovered. I have never, ever experienced anything like that in all my years in the field. But then you have ones that are just recycling what they experienced when they were alive, repeating the things that they heard, experiencing it and pushing it towards you because that's really all they can remember to do. And in moving around the building, you could tell that it was sort of broken up into sections where everything kind of met in the middle, but everyone had their own place where they did certain things. Honestly, the only other place that I've ever had experiences where it's you haunt this spot, I haunt this spot is my own house that I grew up in. But that's a different story for another day. Keeping all of that in mind, let's dive into these audios because I grabbed a lot of them. And just for a quick refresher course, the application we used during our investigation is called Phasmabox. All the editing that I did was either corrections for volume or minor corrections for background noise. Each audio you hear today will play twice. First will be as is, and the second will play with transcriptions that we have carefully dissected for accuracy. Now, without further ado, let's get into the first clip. Can you scream? Can you yell?
Can you sing? Ooh, can you sing?
Whistle. Go ahead and whistle.
Please.
I can't right now. Oh, perfect.
He's under pressure. I get it.
Okay. Well, wait. Is there rules against whistling in a jail?
Don't whistle in the woods.
Yeah, I physically cannot.
Do you want me to whistle and you can whistle with me? Your turn. Can you scream? Can you yell?
Can you sing? Ooh, can you sing?
Whistle. Go ahead and whistle.
Please.
I can't right now. Oh, perfect.
He's under pressure. I get it.
Okay. Well, wait. Is there rules against whistling in a jail?
Don't whistle in the woods.
Yeah, I physically cannot.
Do you want me to whistle and you can whistle with me? Your turn. So, first and foremost, I find it very interesting what actual things they've carried over in the cell block, considering how autonomous they seem while they're in there. And second, it was not that bad. That was probably just them getting back at me for not crying and screaming out of the room when they tried to scare me. It's just so fascinating to me what rules still apply to them from when they were incarcerated. And then that even makes me more curious of who imposes these rules. Is it Joe that's still there? Is it the hierarchy of the haunting? We can do this can do this, but they do that kind of thing? I'm really not sure, but it's just fascinating. If you look at it for what it is, they're in their bunks, it's after hours. They were not allowed to make any noise. And I guess that's just one of those things that they still hold on to. But since I know for sure they can make a lot of noise, I still wanted to know what exactly they could do. You don't want to make scary noises. Do you want us to give you a break? Do you need a second? Is it time for us to move on?
Yes.
That was a creak. Did you hear that? That sounded like... You don't want to make scary noises. Do you want us to give you a break? Do you need a second? Is it time for us to move on?
Yes.
That was a creak. Did you hear that? That sounded like...
So they're trying to send us over to the house, and then they finish that clip with, "Got your proof?" See, now this gives further credence to their cognizance. They know their audience, they know what we're looking for. They have given us a plethora of sounds, and just finish off with one more creaky cell before trying to send us on our way. But as an investigator, no, we could always use more proof, but what they did was even above and beyond what I could have ever expected. Even at this moment, going over those audios again, I'm just flabbergasted. But now we're gonna listen to the other side of it. Who's in here? Who's in here? It's very short, but it certainly gets the point across. I was actually standing by the sickbay when that came through. This audio actually puts my mind to the stone tape theory, and if you've never heard of that before, let me give you a very brief explanation. So the stone tape theory, in the most general of terms, is when trauma happens in a space, it seeps into the area itself. This could be an example of the Gettysburg battlefields or the stone walls of Old Jail. The trauma, the suffering, the terrible memories they have are just ingrained into the building itself, which then repeats itself constantly. It could just be a residual memory of the person that was there, or it could still be that person enduring the same thing over and over again. Now, I have seen spirits that are classified as residual come into their own and become more cognizant, but that takes time and work. And in a place like that, it's not something that's going to be done easily, especially with the expectations that they have with the people that come in and out all the time. Out of that entire building, the residual energy was really confined to one place. And that was the couple of cells around that make up solitary, maximum, sickbay, and death row. And the two spots that had the most residual responses was sickbay and solitary confinement. And the next clip I'm going to play comes from the latter.
Yeah.
There's...
Wait, I don't know why they were fake. Can I go in?
Absolutely, you can. Okay.
I don't think you can actually go in it though.
Oh, it's dark. Okay. Hello. Oh.
I've been in that room before.
I'm so talented, everybody. I use my eyeballs.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
This is solitary confinement.
There's literally space right there.
Yes. Yes. I've seen them.
It's just kind of...
Yeah.
There's...
Wait, I don't know why they were fake. Can I go in?
Absolutely, you can. Okay.
I don't think you can actually go in it though.
Oh, it's dark. Okay. Hello. Oh.
I've been in that room before.
I'm so talented, everybody. I use my eyeballs.
Oh, I'm so proud of you.
This is solitary confinement.
There's literally space right there.
Yes. Yes. I've seen them.
It's just kind of...
Now, there is a lot happening in that clip. Let me break it down. Now, at that time, we were all mostly gathered by the solitary confinement cell, and we were getting very specific responses in regards to it and who was sitting in it and their thoughts on it. to the one that said, I sit, no drop of light. They were still stuck in solitary. They were just beyond the door. I'm pretty sure that might have been the shadow person that I saw when I looked in there. And he was so close to the door and he made his way to it, but he never reached for it. He never got there. He's just stuck in a cycle. And the rest of them are apparently standing around watching this happen and reminiscing of the time that I came and visited and went in there and they remembered who I was. And that's becoming a thing now. That happens a lot to me these days. It's that perfect blend of cognizance and residual, all existing at the same time in the same space. I will say that I noticed during the investigation that no matter what was happening in any part of the jail, every spirit inside of it was very aware of what was going on. From the second floor cell block down to the bottom floor, all of them kept telling us the same thing. Go to the house, go see Joe. And eventually, yes, we did make our way over there. I'm gonna start with saying, as you can expect, the sheriff's side of the prison is completely different to the inmate side. The energy is different, the spirits are different, and it has a lot more mannequins. And if you want to know about moments that actually kind of frightened me, it was turning around and seeing a mannequin just sitting and expecting it to be a person. Though I honestly wouldn't put it past any of those ghosts to manifest inside of those mannequins and make them look like they're watching you. But I digress. Going to Joe's side was a completely different experience in the sense of what I was expecting versus what actually happened. Joe was there, but he was very guarded from everything else that was happening. From what it was explained to me, he has only ever been caught on audio one time. What he said, I do not know, but he does a very good job of keeping as far away from it as humanly possible. And when we started working over there, we got a very different kind of vibe right out of the gate.
Oh, poor guy.
Sorry.
I can hear you out loud if you talk. Hello. I won't give you the privilege of knowing what my name is. What did I say?
He said cat.
How do you all seem to know my name?
You're demons? Oh, tell me. I felt that brain. No, the angels are in there, apparently.
The inmates are the inmates.
No, tell me. I would just. I want to know how you know my name. Have you just heard other people say it? That doesn't. Oh, we're ooming now.
Go together. Oh, poor guy.
Sorry.
I can hear you out loud if you talk. Hello. I won't give you the privilege of knowing what my name is. What did I say?
He said cat.
How do you all seem to know my name?
You're demons? Oh, tell me. I felt that brain. No, the angels are in there, apparently.
The inmates are the inmates.
No, tell me. I would just. I want to know how you know my name. Have you just heard other people say it? That doesn't. Oh, we're ooming now.
Go together.
First of all, I must be part of some ghost newsletter or something because I have gone to locations, never spoke my name once, and they know my name, but then they decided to say that they're demons. Totally opposite to the angels on the opposite side. I'm going to jump on a soapbox really quick. Yes, they said that they're demons, but I'm going to tell you with absolute certainty, with the experience that I have, no. Those were not demons that we were dealing with. Since it's already been established that the goal was to scare us, I would not put it past any spirit in that place to say absolutely anything to get a rise out of us. even going as far as saying that they're demons. So do not worry, nobody has a demonic attachment. That was just them trying to be frightening. And that certainly didn't work, as you can tell. So going over there, that is what we are greeted with. So you know from there, it can only get better. Feel it in my gut. You want to just yell at me.
Men. Maybe it's this lady we're picking up on.
Yeah.
Lulu's not happy with other people. Well, I think Lulu.
Feel it in my gut. You want to just yell at me.
Men. Maybe it's this lady we're picking up on.
Yeah.
Lulu's not happy with other people. Well, I think Lulu.
So just so you know, I'm not somebody that goes out to a location in order to fight the ghosts that are there, but sometimes things do happen, and apparently I made Joe mad. Now, was I doing things to make him mad specifically? I admit I absolutely was, but there was a reason for that. I do not take kindly to people like him. So when I walked in there, it was my absolute goal to make him as uncomfortable as possible so he would come out, because he deserves to feel uncomfortable. And apparently, because I'm just me, I did a very good job, to the point where they told me he was mad and then warned me about something else. Why don't we pick him up and bury him under the gallows? And tomb him. Why don't we pick him up and bury him under the gallows? And tomb him. I would love for you to leave your opinions in the comments down below. What do you think would have happened if he had went for his hip? I am actually very curious what would have happened if he had energetically tried to do that. But apparently the ghosts liked me enough to warn me. So at least I must have done something right through the night. What is particularly interesting about the sheriff's side of the house is not only were they aware that I was trying to stir Joe up, but they were egging me on to do it. Like, they were literally asking me to do it. The impression I got overall from all of the responses was nobody really likes him, and they also did not want him there anymore. Through his life, he made himself a terrifying figurehead to that prison, and I'm thinking that the spirits around him were just all tired of it. The audios themselves were a lot to sort through because they were speaking constantly either at me or at the situation that was at hand. And after I got him all stirred up and he was up in the space with us, while I cannot say for sure if it is him or not, this is what we heard.
It's fascinating.
It's I can't even tap into him either. He's pretty. I've seen worse.
Would you like selenite? Let's try it. It's fascinating.
It's I can't even tap into him either. He's pretty. I've seen worse.
Would you like selenite? Let's try it.
It must be pretty awful for him for the shoe to be on the other foot. Now, I think at this point I need to mention something that actually happened at that jail long before I ever stepped foot in it. There were priests that were called to exorcise that jail. They came in and went to the sheriff's room, where they called him to come to them so that they could get him out. As it was reported to me, when they were able to call him up, the wall started shaking, there was growling, everything was just flying around. It was terrifying. And you want to know what those priests did? They ran out of there so fast, and I don't think they ever looked back. Now, could Joe do all that? I really couldn't say, because when he finally came through, he just sounded more agitated than anything and a little dismayed that little old me was being such a bother. He may be a scary man, but I've been told I'm pretty scary too. I hope at some point to get a confirmation if that was Joe or not, but until then, I'm gonna have to put a question mark on it. And remember when I mentioned being a part of the Ghosts newsletter? Well, Let me play you the next clip. Can I ask a question? Why does everybody know my name before anybody actually said my name? Because you're what? Cause what? This happens so much to
I
me.
heard because Sorsha.
How do you guys know my name specifically?
I don't think you're supposed to know.
Secrets. You're just making it to the grapevine.
So much whispering.
Can I ask a question? Why does everybody know my name before anybody actually said my name? Because you're what? Cause what? This happens so much to
I
me.
heard because Sorsha.
How do you guys know my name specifically?
I don't think you're supposed to know.
Secrets. You're just making it to the grapevine.
So much whispering.
Now, I've been to a few locations that a very specific television paranormal investigator has been. That specific investigator has been mentioned at those places. That investigator is not mentioned with fondness in those locations. And now I too go to locations and have them know who I am, which makes me wonder if ever an investigator goes in after me and they ask where I am. Maybe I have made such an impression in the world of spirits that my name just gets tossed around as one of the cool ones that comes out. I really couldn't say. I don't think everywhere I've gone has demons or anything, knowing the unknowable and all that. I just think that I've made enough of an impression that my name does get remembered. I don't really have a specific theory as to why I seem to be able to go to places that already know who I am. Maybe I'm not wrong and there is some kind of ghost newsletter that goes around. There were times my name was mentioned in a very excited, like, oh, Kat's here sort of way. And then there was a point where I left my recorder in solitary confinement to just sit by itself. And again, it said my name like it was calling out to me. But I like to think it's because I conduct myself in a certain way and they appreciate it. So when I go to locations, they're like, oh, we've heard about you. You are nice. Or maybe I scare them. I couldn't say for sure. I don't know if you guys have any theories as to why that might happen. You could just leave your thoughts in the comments down below. As a location would go, I would never recommend a place like that for a first-time investigator. Maybe after you get a year or so under your belt, that could be a place that you could visit. If you're not ready for anything, it's going to be extremely overwhelming, especially with how much they want to communicate and they want to creep you out. I can't believe they called themselves demons when the other side's calling themselves angels. This building, made of stone, recycles the suffering within it continuously. When people go in for tours, when people go in for investigations, they go in there with the mind that it's going to be a terrifying experience and they feed that energy constantly. I don't know if there will ever be a time where that jail will be a calm place to be unless you go in there and do a deep clean of all of the energy that's in there. I mean, you can do a little bit here and there as you travel through, maybe help some people move along if they want to go and get out some of the worst of it. And it might balance some things out, but for whatever gets moved out, something new is probably going to move back in and the cycle is going to continue. As long as when you go in there, you talk to them like the people that they were, even though they are no longer alive, the experience should be pretty interesting for you. Just don't let them try to tell you that they're angels and demons, and they're going to scream a lot, but it's totally fine. They're just doing it to scare you. I guess one of the last things that I was thinking about when it comes to Old Jail was if I would ever actually go back there and investigate again. And you know what? I would actually like to go back sometime and just see how things are going. Maybe bring the guys a treat and sit with them and just talk and not expect them to try to scream at me or anything like that. Even more so, it would be really great to go back and see if they actually remember who I was and say my name 100 times. But with that, I think we will end this video. So I do have one more video about the jail that I'm working on currently. Now there may be some audios that I'll drop in that video as well, but mostly I want to use that video to have more of a conversation so you guys can ask some questions and maybe get some answers. You can expect that video to be coming sometime next week. But until that time, if you guys want to show me that you're enjoying the content I'm making so far, please like, share, and subscribe. It'll really help me out and it'll let me know what you guys are looking for me to do next. Thank you for lending me your time and energy while you watch this video. If you have any questions, have any thoughts, please leave them in the comments down below. I do really enjoy seeing them. So with that, I'll see you guys next time.